so much, Anne, for that introduction. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. Firstly, I'd like to thank Fair Future for giving us this pedestal and podium to be able to speak to each one of you and share a presentation about Loyalist College. We look forward to certainly help you achieve your goal of international education at the highest level through Loyalist College. To introduce myself, my name is Alistair Royan. I'm the International Recruitment Officer for Loyalist College in India, South Asia, and Southeast Asia. So I'm just going to go ahead and start off with a presentation. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. If you all do have any sort of questions, please bear with me at the end of the session. I will try and answer and revert to them to the best that I could. So I'm just going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. Just give me about 2 minutes here.
Sure.
Just confirm with me if you all can see the screen that I'm about to share. Just give me 1 minute, yeah. Okay, I'm just going to go offline. Just bear with me for 2 minutes. I'll be back here.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, I'm just having a technical difficulty. I'm going to be back soon. Apologies for the same.
No problem, Alistair. Take your time.
I hope you all can see the screen right now.
Yes, Alistair, we can see
Okay,
the screen.
perfect. Apologies for the same. So I'm going to divert the attention now to the screen that I'm going to be sharing you guys. Again, welcome to each one of you. Appreciate your patience for that small glitch that I had, which unfortunately I wasn't able to share my screen. To give you guys a heads up about Loyalist College, Loyalist College is a government-funded institution. We were established in the year 1967. We're based in the Ontario province in a city called Belleville, which is basically about 2 hours from Toronto by road and about 2.5 hours to 3 hours by road from Ottawa. So we're conveniently positioned in between these two international trade destinations. If you look at the cost of living, especially if you're living in Belleville, in terms of accommodation or other living expenses, in comparison to Toronto and in comparison to Ottawa, it's very, very affordable. It's very inexpensive. It's quite affordable as well. Also, in terms of looking at the population in terms of Belleville, Belleville is a very egalitarian society. It's like equal opportunities for all. It's got a very Canadian culture environment, which is great for students because of the fact that if you had to go and accustom yourselves to the Canadian culture, this is a right spot to be in, and so that you could imbibe and sort of inculcate everything that it has to offer as well, which is absolutely brilliant. Even in terms of students, one of the questions that students always ask me, is it a safe and secure destination as well? Do understand that you're traveling from, different parts of the globe. We have students from all over the globe. Of course, in your cases, from India as well. Is it safe, etc.? Trust me, in terms of Belleville, the location, the city, etc., very, very friendly, very safe and secure environment as well. So that's something that I could certainly assure you guys about the same, which is great. Moving further, I also wanted to highlight in terms of the aspects associated to the college, especially when it comes to the fee structure associated to Loyalist. The fee structure with Loyalist, if you look at it, overall it would work out to 16,468 Canadian dollars for you, which is about, in Indian rupees, it's about, um, you know, hello, is someone
Yeah,
saying something?
yeah, Alistair, are you
Yeah.
moving the slides?
Yes, I am. Are you
Yeah,
able
we
to
are not,
see it?
no, we are not able to see the slides moving.
Okay,
Can you
I
just try
think again,
again?
I'm just going to go ahead and try again. Apologies. Yeah.
Okay.
These are the best days that you like, yeah, when you can't go ahead and share what you need to. I'm just going to try again, guys. So bear with me. So can you see the same now?
Yeah, we are able to see the main screen.
Okay. Can you see it moving?
Yeah, yeah, we can see it moving now. Yeah,
Brilliant.
perfect.
So,
Yeah.
just to go ahead and let you know, I'm going to track back a little so that you guys are
Uh-huh.
aware as well. So, this is where Belleville is. If you look at it from Toronto, we're about 2 hours by road and about 2.5 to 3 hours by road from Ottawa. So, we are in between these two international trade destinations. It's an excellent location to be because of the fact that, to be honest, in terms of the development that's happened in Belleville, because of the fact that if you look at Ottawa and Toronto, these are big, big trade destinations. So whenever there's a new company that's coming into the market and they want to set up their new business, they always look at one of the foremost important factors that they look at is to have as a peak destination where they could get these trade connects with other organizations or potential employers and employees that they could grab on, etc. And the main factor is in terms of the trade factor. So what happens is when new companies try and set up, especially in Toronto, the cost of getting a rental place for their company is quite extensive. So what these companies tend to do is, because of the fact that Belleville is quite close to Toronto, they are setting up businesses in and around Belleville, and also in terms of the external regions of Belleville as well, like the Bay of Quinte area, the Quinte West area. So a lot of developments are happening. So students, as and when they come and study in Loyalist College, and when they graduate, they have opportunities to join these various companies. We have companies like Kellogg's, which is put up in Belleville. We have Nortel. We have a plethora and myriad of companies as well. We have IT organizations in and around the city of Belleville, which is absolutely great. Same goes in terms of Ottawa as well. New companies trying to set up here, since the cost is quite extensive, they try and look for to setting up their companies in and around Belleville, which is still closer to Ottawa. Same in the case of Toronto as well. So that's an added benefit that our students can sort of make use of, because of the fact that we have ever growing companies within this Belleville region, Bay of Quinte region, that are coming up and setting up their locales there as well, which is absolutely brilliant. Moving further, as I did mention, in terms of the fee structure, it works out with us to about 16,468. Now, what this comprises of your tuition cost, which is about 14,332, as you can see here. But it also includes your ancillary fees as well as your health insurance. Now, what does ancillary fees mean? Ancillary fees is something like, for instance, if students have to make use of their program-specific labs or IT labs, etc., we don't charge them an additional cost beyond the ancillary fees. This ancillary fees would include the same as well. Same goes if the student wants to make use of the college gymnasium or other facilities within the college, like library service, etc. There are some institutions that charge an additional figure for the same. But we at Loyalist College, we don't do that. Same goes in terms of your health insurance. For the first year, your health insurance would be covered as well as and when you arrive at the college, because it's covered under your entire fee structure of 16,468. So that would be the fee structure with us in Indian rupees. If you calculate it, it would work out to some around 8 to 9 lakh Indian rupees a year, I presume. Um, Also, if you're looking at other expenses, like let's say your cost of living, or your food, transportation, other necessities, etc., I've given a figure here of about 12,000 Canadian dollars, which is slightly on the higher end, but it could range somewhere around 10 to 12,000 Canadian dollars a year, which is again somewhere around 5 to 7 lakhs per annum for you. All in all, if you're looking at the cost, again, I've given a higher end figure here, which is 27 to 28,000, but it could be somewhere around 20 to, let's say, about 24 or 25,000 overall cost for you, including your tuition and your living expenses as well. Now, a good bit of information that I like to share for our students as well. If you calculate, of course, because of the fact that we're a government funded institution, students are allowed to do part-time work either within the college campus. During your college period, you could work 20 hours per week. As I said, you can work in the college campus, or you could work off the college campus as well, where again, if it's during the college period, it's 20 hours per week. During your holidays, you can work full-time, about 40 hours per week that you can work full-time. If you're looking at it and if you calculate it, average wage in Canada ranges somewhere per hour 14 to 16 Canadian dollars per hour. Now, if you calculate that over a period of a year, being a student, you could earn somewhere around 19 to 20,000 Canadian dollars per annum, doing part-time hours, 20 hours per week during your college period, and during your holidays, doing full-time, about 40 hours per week. You could earn somewhere around 18 to 20,000 Canadian dollars per annum. So that money, you could use it wisely in terms of your housing and other expenses if you like. Now, this is just an approximate figure that I've given you. And of course, I'm sure a lot of students want to ask, are there, part-time opportunities in and around Belleville, either in the campus or off campus? I'll get to that a little later, not to worry. Towards my right, as you guys can see, in terms of the other financials that Loyalist College certainly goes ahead and offers for our students, we have various scholarship opportunities, awards, and bursaries. Bursaries is nothing like something similar to scholarship opportunities. We at Loyalist College, again, because of the fact that these are the advantages of being a government-funded institution, we create every year, in terms of scholarships, awards, and bursaries, a fund which is ever so growing, up to $1 million every year for our students to benefit in terms of scholarships, awards, and bursaries. Now, this is not only for our domestic students, but it is also for our international students as well. Now, we have various scholarships in terms of merit-based systems. Now, let's say if you join in the college, during your first semester, you get great, grades in terms of your studies. Compared to other students, you basically stand out in terms of your grades. Now, based on that merit-based system, you could avail yourself a scholarship if you qualify and be eligible for certain scholarship. You could go and apply for the same. And there are many scholarships, so each amount would vary from one scholarship to another. So we have various merit-based scholarships, awards, and bursaries as well. Also, for the Jan 22 intake, for the past September 21 intake, we did have scholarships in terms of IELTS scholarship, English language scholarships, like we're giving scholarships for our students who are coming in for fall 21, where we're giving them for IELTS, Duolingo, TOEFL, and PTE. For instance, I'll give you guys an example. I don't want to get too much in depth in relation to the same. I will be happy to share the same with Fair Future. They do have those details already. They could share it with you via email. For our fall 21 students, we had the English language scholarships for our students, wherein, let's say if a student had received 7.5 or 8 overall in the IELTS, we were giving them a scholarship about 1,500 Canadian dollars, which is 1,500 Canadian dollars for them as a scholarship amount. We're looking to have this introduced for our Jan 22 intake as well. So keep in close connection with Fair Future. We're going to update them in relation to the same. Be vigilant about our college website as well, which is www.loyalistcollege.com. Mostly, we would let this information go first through Fair Future because they are our trusted agency partners. We've been working with them for a very, very long time now. So we would keep them updated about the same, and they could go ahead and share this information with you. So that's one of the scholarships that we're looking to reintroduce for our Jan 22 intake. Now, going ahead, we also have various scholarships for our athletic students. Now, students, if they've represented in their home country at a national or district level in terms of certain athletics, which I'll get to that in the next slide. What are the athletic scholarships, or what are the athletic sports that you could qualify for an athletic scholarship? Now, if you qualify for these athletic scholarships, you could get up to 3,000 Canadian dollars per year, which is a very, very big amount. Also, another fun fact that once you go ahead and qualify for an athletic scholarship, it doesn't stop you that you could also get into a scholarship in terms of your merit-based system in terms of scholarship, your study scholarship as well. So it doesn't mean that if you qualify for one scholarship, we're not going to give you another one. You could certainly go and qualify for another scholarship as well. So that's how we try and work out at Loyalist, which is very, very beneficial for our students. And we aim to go and support you, not just in terms of academically, but also in terms of financially as well, by giving this or opening this door in terms of scholarships, awards, and other bursary opportunities as well. So again, answering the questions as to what are the scholarship opportunities for athletic sports that fall under this category or umbrella. It's the women's and men's cross-country running, women's rugby, men's rugby, basketball. If we have quite a bit of female students from India who've either represented at a national level or a state level. They could go ahead and send in the details. Like before you, let's say you get an offer letter, how you can apply for the athletic scholarship is, let's say you get an offer letter from us. Before you travel to Canada to Loyalist College, you can apply from your home country. When you've paid your fees and everything is almost in order, you could download the application from a Loyalist Lancers webpage. Just go to this webpage. You have the application form for athletic scholarships. Download it, fill in the respective details, attach the certificates that you've got playing at a state level or a national level, etc., and send it through to us. Once we review it, once our dean of athletics reviews the same, and they feel that you qualify and you're eligible for it, you could get an amount of 3,000 Canadian dollars. And the other sports that you could qualify for are women's soccer, women's basketball, men's basketball, women's volleyball, men's volleyball, etc. As you can see, a lot of women's sports is been given. Yes, it's a little partial here in terms of women's getting a lot of opportunity in terms of athletics, but not to worry, guys. I mean, you have quite a bit here as well, and even in terms of merit-based scholarships. So you can always hold your head up high as well, not to worry. So moving further, I'd also like to let you know again, we have various facilities within the college. If you speak about the college in terms of the size, Loyalist College is spread across 200 acres. So it's a huge college campus. It's a beautifully wooded campus, lots of trees, lots of greenery within the college campus, and of course the buildings as well, because that's where you're going to be studying. And we have umpty number of facilities as well, like we have the college gymnasium, fitness center, soccer and cricket fields for our students as well, volleyball courts. Now, this you can see is an indoor volleyball courts. It's in the sports dome, as we call it. We have the rugby fields as well, and of course the basketball track inside as well. Now, also want to let you know, we at Loyalist College, we sort of render various services for our students because you guys are the ones who sort of comprise about the institution. You guys are what make Loyalist College what the brand is all about. So we try and provide this support for our students as well extensively. First and foremost, what we try and provide for our students that I'm going to cover here is student success mentors. Now, we have a lot of students, sometimes based on the education that you've faced in India, could be slightly different from what you could encounter in Canada. Some students, not all students, some students may take a little bit of extra time to get adjusted to the curriculum or the way it is taught, or probably the subjects they're having difficulties, etc. We go ahead and provide student success mentors who could try and mentor these students so that they could develop that particular skill set where they could be weak in certain areas. Same goes where we have peer tutoring and academic skill mentors available as well. Now, what this peer tutoring service provides, we have a designated team. It's covered as part of your fee structure as well. Again, you don't pay extra for it. Every month, you will have, for instance, like 10 hours of free math classes in case you're weak in math. You could certainly go in and get that support there for about 10 hours a month, free of charge. We're not going to charge you anything extra for it. So that's something that the college renders as well, which is covered as part of your fee structure, and we don't charge you additional for it as well. We also have other services, like we have the counseling, mind and wellness support. Now, this has played an imperative or an important role, especially during the pandemic situation. A lot of students, did come across wherein they missed their home country. They wanted some sort of mental support so that it doesn't sort of act as an impediment or a barrier to their studies. So we have a designated team. Again, we have a platform for students where they could reach out to the counseling, mind and wellness support team. They're very, very friendly, very accommodating, and they provide that support for our students so that this doesn't act as a barrier to their studies as such. So we really care for our students. We try and provide maximum support for our students in this area as well. We also provide academic center for testing. A lot of students, want to try and develop their skill set, wherein they want to try and test either in terms of their program wise or in general. We provide a platform for them where they could have either an internet-based test, or they could have a paper-based test, either in relation to their subjects or it could be in general as well. We also have various community employment services. Now, these are voluntary services. We encourage students to be a part of these community employment services where you get to sort of interact with the local community members. Now, this is a great way of networking with these people because it could try and help you even in terms of getting part-time opportunities as well, because the more people you know, you could probably encounter local landlords, or you could encounter local shopkeepers, or coffee shop owners, restaurant owners, etc., where you could connect with them, and as and when you speak to them, you could also get part-time opportunities through them as well. So we always encourage students to be very proactive and be forthcoming in terms of being a part of all these services that we offer as well. We also have various study assistance and various study tips and resources for our students as well. As I did mention, we have a lot of options for our students to indulge and partake in and be one with the institution and the college, all that it has to offer as well. Moving further, in terms of the on-campus services that we also offer, we at Loyalist College, we have, again, an international service team. This particular team only caters to international students. It comprises about 8 to 10 members as of now. If you have any queries regarding international support that you need, or you need support in terms of, let's say, immigration questions you have, which is forthcoming as well, they could certainly go ahead and answer those queries for you. We have a particular team that looks into this matter. And again, they're very accommodating, very friendly in terms of approach, always welcoming as well. So feel free to go ahead and reach out to them. Be very proactive. I always keep telling students, don't hold back. Don't sit back and wait for opportunities to come knocking on your door. Be proactive in nature as well. Moving further, we have various library services, campus recreation. We organize, music nights for our students, poker nights. We have, various games and other services as well, so that students, both international and domestic students, can benefit from the same. I also did mention we have the student health and wellness in the previous slide. Now, this is the important aspect that I want to go ahead and cover to all of you listening here, which is the career center. Now, what the Career Center does is it plays an important role for our students who are looking at part-time opportunities and even full-time job opportunities at Loyalist College and in Canada as well. Now, the Career Center is like a one-stop job shop for our students. What it does is they are responsible for organizing on-campus recruitment fairs, job fairs for our students, um, where they try and sort of invite various company directors, entrepreneurs, employers in the college campus so that they can meet potential students. Either it could be program specific or it could be in general, where they invite various employers under each field of study, whether it's business management or project management, whether it's supply chain logistics, or whether it's welding technician or civil engineering. So we invite, either it could be a general event comprising of all fields of study, or it could be program specific as well. So the Career Center organizes these events. So be very in close connect with them, contact with them as well. So they could give you the dates when these events would be held so that you don't miss out on the same. Also, the Career Center, what they do is they provide you information where you can get part-time jobs either on college campus. Now, potential students who are coming in at Loyalist College, you can get part-time jobs by working part-time either in the college cafeteria, library. You can work in the college program-specific labs, IT labs. You can be a part of the recruitment team or marketing team. So you could work, in umpty number of part-time opportunities within the college campus, or you could work, part-time outside the college campus as well, where you could work in coffee shops, restaurant, the Bay of Quinte Mall. We have a mall as well. You can work there. You could work in hotels, etc. Or you could work in something related to your field of study as well, depending on how smart you are and how you get your work done and your work way through in relation to the same. So Career Center also gives you information where you could get part-time opportunities, either in the college campus or outside the college campus. They also give you information where you could get full-time opportunities as well. What sort of job sites you can register, where you could get notifications on what sort of jobs are related to your field. Also, the Career Center does is they try and build your CV in a Canadian way. They try and, if you go and reach out to them, they would help you in assisting you with developing your CV in a Canadian manner. They would also help you get your cover letter amended. They also conduct mock interviews for our students. So let's say some of the final semester students are almost finishing their program. They're preparing for their interviews that is coming up with some of the companies. What Career Center does is they conduct these mock interviews so that students can brush up their skills in terms of their interviews as well, so that they're sort of job ready as and when they, so that they're interview ready, my apologies, as and when they go ahead and reach out to these actual companies for interviews. So we provide massive support through the Career Center as well. Also, what the Career Center does is this is also the place where students need to go and reach out to get information on scholarships, awards, and bursaries. So Career Center team is responsible for giving information about what sort of scholarships are available, whether you qualify for the same, even in relation to awards and bursaries as well. Time and time again, I urge and request you students, all of you are listening as well, that please go ahead and be proactive and reach out to the Career Center. As soon as you arrive at the college, my suggestion and my advice to you guys would be, whatever program you're doing at Loyalist College, firstly go ahead and introduce yourself to a lecturer of that particular program, saying, my name is so and so, I'm doing this, I'm starting off with this program with you. Could you give me information as to what sort of companies are related to my field of study? They would be happy to give you this information. First, you need to be proactive. Go and reach out to them. They're not going to come to you with a pen and paper handy saying that, okay, please tell me what you're interested in and give you this information. Be proactive. Don't hold back your nervousness, etc. Break out of your shell. Go ahead and speak to them. Please tell me what sort of companies are related to my field of study. When you get the name of these companies from the very beginning, start doing your research about these companies, what the company is all about, what sort of jobs that they are advertising in relation to your field of study. Once you click on those jobs that are being advertised, What are the roles and responsibilities that they're looking at? Start doing your research from the very beginning. When you do your research from the beginning, by the time you finish your course, you know what sort of companies to target, you know what sort of questions these companies would potentially ask you, and you would also know what are the roles and responsibilities that they're looking for in an individual. This is how you go ahead and crack interviews in Canada. This is how you go ahead and get job opportunities in Canada, whether it's part-time or full-time. You have to be one step ahead of the game. This is what I would urge students to go ahead and make use of, because to be honest, I'm not going to paint a rosy picture, and I'm not going to say that, okay, yeah, Canada has got a small population, there is a need for, younger people coming in. But yes, even though there is a need for younger people coming in, the aspect of competition is ever present in Canada as well, because there's so many students coming in from all parts of the globe. Everyone is going to be looking at a part-time opportunity. Everyone is going to be looking at a full-time opportunity. But that's where you come into the picture and be proactive. Reach out to your lecturers, reach out to the career center, start getting information firsthand, and have a plan A, B, C in place. By the time you finish your course, the students who have done their research well are the ones who would be the first ones to basically grab those opportunities that's coming your way. It's simple, but at the same time, you can make it either easy or you can make it difficult for yourself. But as a support system at the college, the Career Center will do its best to provide you the support. As I always say, it takes two hands to clap. We would do everything from our end, but you also need to go ahead and provide that extra push as well. So let me move on further. Yes, we do have student IT labs available, various student government services initiatives that we've taken to support our students as well. We have a Shark Tank pub within the college. Yes, you've heard that right. We have a fully registered pub and licensed pub as well within the college. Of course, you can't have it during class hours. Only after class hours you could relax there. We also have food court, sports dome, gymnasium, etc. Just wanted to cover that aspect as well. Now, those students who have questions based on whether we do have on-campus accommodation, yes, we do. As I did say, we have a huge campus, 200 acres. So this is one of our newer on-campus accommodation, which is a residential complex, apartment style. The other is an apartment style, and this one, as you can see, is the residential style. This is a newer building, so the cost is a little bit higher as compared to the apartment style. This is just a normal picture. This is the in layout in terms of the apartment style. As you can see here, we haven't got one for the residential style. I could take you guys through a video. I'll be doing a virtual campus tour sometime soon. I will share that information through to Fair Future. You guys can sign up for the same if you're interested, and you could certainly go ahead and I could show you the details about the college, the campus, the facilities, and everything. Also want to go ahead and move further in terms of the cost associated to our on-campus accommodation. It works out approximately somewhere around 600 to 700 Canadian dollars a month. Approximately, you can say 600 to 800 Canadian dollars a month. But if you're staying off campus, it could be slightly lesser, somewhere around 400 to 600 Canadian dollars a month in that particular range. Now, for those living on campus, we have residence service facility. We have a residence commons building where we organize various trips, barbecue nights, open mic nights, etc. We have a nice little pool table in the residence commons building, virtual reality room. It's got the works really. I hope you guys can join me in terms of the virtual campus tour. It's all on there that I could take you guys through a video as well. But this is a brief of it that I like to cover in terms of the same. Again, if you'll have many questions to ask, please wait until the end of the session. I'll try my best to address them all. Now, we at Loyalist College, we have various centers, learning centers at Loyalist College. Now, when I say learning centers, now we divide each center. Like, for instance, we have a digital media center where we at Loyalist College specialize in media-based programs, not just in the Ontario province, but throughout Canada as well. We specialize in media-based programs in the entire of Canada, and we're proud to say that as well. So we have a digital media center, which is a separate media center We have a newly renovated 3 million dollar Northumberland wing, which is highly in terms of our programs like health science-based programs, where we have a paramedic program. We have programs like developmental services worker, social service worker, etc., who share this setting. As you can see, this is a glimpse of our Northumberland wing. Then we have the Bay of Skills Center, which covers our manufacturing engineering program, motive power technician, all the welding technician, etc., mechanical based programs, etc. So that's all covered in there as well for our students. And we also have various programs like bioscience, where we have the Applied Research Center, which has the bioscience based programs. And of course, we have the library services, and the list goes on. To start off with, I'd like to go ahead and start off with the media-based programs. So we have about 70 plus full-time programs at Loyalist College. We have various media-based programs, both a combination of diploma programs and postgraduate certificate programs available for our students as well. Primarily the ones that you can see here are all diploma-based programs, except except we have a program which is Advanced Filmmaking Digital Content Creation, which is not on here because it's a new program, which is a PG program, which is not available, unfortunately, for our Jan 22 intake, but it's available only during September. But yes, as you can see, we have varied programs under the media-based study. We have computer networking and technical support, animation for those interested in animation and game development. We also have photojournalism for those students interested in photography in relation to journalism as well. Myriad of options available. Again, a lot of diploma programs here. I'll get to the PG programs at the end of the slide and take you through what PG programs are covered with us as well. Now, these are the diploma programs under business studies. We have accounting as well as business sales and marketing. We also have a very, let's say, eccentric program, very different program, which is in relation to aesthetics and spa management. We have a mini spa within the college where we have a practical, hands-on approach of learning for our students working or studying in the aesthetics and spa management program. So that only goes ahead and builds your practical skills when you're having a small little center within the college that you can have your practical skill set done there as well. We also have various programs under building sciences, from civil engineering to survey engineering to architecture. A lot of opportunities in these fields, a lot of high-paying jobs these are, whether it's bioscience or health sciences or building sciences, etc. Even in terms of skill trade. The reason why I do say that there's a lot of opportunities in Canada as well, I'd like to track back and say, because Canada, if you look at it as a country, it's got a very small population in relation to its size. The population in Canada is about 50 million people. That's not a lot. That's like Delhi and Mumbai put together. That's the population of Canada. And the average age in Canada is about 45 to 50 years old. It's an aging population. So yes, there is a need for young people to come into the country, through the student immigration aspect of it as well, to be a part of the workforce, contribute to the economy as well. That's one of the reasons why the government is also being supportive by giving you the post-study work permit options. Like you do a 1-year course, you get a 1-year stay back option, post-study work permit option. If you're doing a 2-year or a 3-year course, you get up to 3 years post-study work permit. The government is very, very supportive because there is a deficit, or there is a need for labor force coming into the country. But of course, there has to be a quality in terms of the same. There is a lot of competition for it. But as I said, yes, there are a lot of opportunities in Canada, but be proactive to go ahead and grab these opportunities. Under skill trade programs, we have mechatronics, which is a new program, 2 years. We have other programs like motive power fundamentals and parts and counter personnel. We have it under service and management as well. Manufacturing engineering, very, very similar to mechanical. It has subjects like blueprint reading, CNC, PLC. I could go on, but to some of you who don't know about it, it could go over your head, so I don't want to indulge in the same. We also have a welding program, which is a little below this, both a 2-year as well as 1-year option. Now, bioscience is again a big field that we have at Loyalist College. We are specializing in bioscience program. Um, we have 2 years, and see, the bioscience is such a integral field at Loyalist College that for a Jan 22 intake, as soon as we open this programs, these programs, they are closed as of now. So for Jan 22, all our bioscience programs are closed. But yes, we do have a bioscience based program, biotechnology, chemical engineering, radiation, or even environmental. Again, high paying opportunities in that field. Coming back, we have the health and wellness based programs. Some of the programs like occupational therapist, physiotherapist, not available at the moment for Indian based students or international students for that matter. It's only for domestic students. So programs like paramedic or occupational therapist, or we have another program which is unavailable for our international students. But all the others that you can see are fitness, health and promotion, recreation, leisure services, personal support worker, culinary skills and management. We also have another program which is called as care of vulnerable population. Unfortunately, not available in Jan. We're still looking whether we could make it available for Jan or not. If at all we do make it available for personal support worker and care of vulnerable population, those programs are only for BSc nursing students, and the IELTS requirement for that program is a lot higher, which is 7 overall, no bands less than 6.5. So that's something that I wanted to share with you guys as well. We also have various other community service programs. We have a lot of South Indian students and students from Punjab region to taking up the health and wellness program, as well as community service programs like child and youth care, early childhood, developmental services worker, social service worker. A lot of nursing students take up this program as well, and a lot of students who've done their B.Ed, etc., they take up this early childhood education or child and youth care worker. We also have various public safety programs. Now, one interesting program that we have that we're making it open for our Jan 22 intake for all those you are listening. If you have students who have done their bachelor's, or you've done your diploma, which is a 3-year diploma post completing your 10th or your 12th, you've done something related to fire and safety, we have a course which is pre-service fire and safety program, which is available, firefighter and service-based program, which is a 1-year program at the moment, which would be available for a Jan 22 intake. I will share that information because it's a new program, brand new program. We've started it off last week. I could share that information again with Fair Future, and they could, again, in turn, share it with you guys as well. It's related to, firefighter, and in terms of those who have completed fire and safety-based programs, you could certainly go and apply into that particular stream of study as well. Again, in terms of public safety, we also have programs like community justice service worker, paralegal. A lot of arts-based students from sociology or political science can take up these options as well, all that you can see here. We have access-based programs. The first and the last one is not available to international students, but general arts and science, these two options are available to international students. Moving ahead, postgraduate programs, what's available? Cannabis applied science, it's not available for Jan, but for September. It's again a postgraduate program, meaning you had to have completed your bachelor's degree, but it should be in relation to that field of study that you're looking to take up at Loyalist College. Again, care of vulnerable populations, BSc nursing, mandatory, higher IELTS as well. All the other programs, we have 2 programs which are 2-year PG programs. One is a global business management, 2 years. The other is a cybersecurity, which is a 2-year PG program. All the others that you could see here are all 1-year PG programs like human resource, public relations, project management, supply chain. As I said, advanced filmmaking, digital content. It's a media-based program. It's a 1-year PG program. And we have a 1-year sports, entertainment, sales, and marketing. Now, what's available for Jan 22 are only 3 options. 4, in fact, we're yet to ascertain whether this would be available, care of vulnerable population. Apart from that, we do have global business management, project management and human resources that's available for our Jan intake. Quickly going to cover through as to what are the English language proficiency test credentials that we accept at Loyalist College. We accept TOEFL, we accept IELTS. If you're filing under TOEFL, the scores that we need for a diploma program is 550 for paper-based. For internet-based, it would be 80 with minimums of 20. PG is 560. Likewise, if you're looking at internet-based tests, it's 84 with minimums of 20. Rest of all is self sort of explanatory. IELTS for diplomas under SDS, 6 overall, no bands less than 6. Under generic, we could accept one band at 5.5 with a 6 overall. For PG programs, we accept 6.5, no bands less than 6. Like I did mention, in terms of the PSW, which is personal support worker, care of vulnerable population, we need a higher IELTS for the same. We also accept Duolingo testing credentials, 95 to 100 for diploma, and for PG program, it's 105 to 110. Now, I want to give you guys, an important fact here. If you're filing for your visa, as per mentioned by the Canadian High Commission, they would strongly accept IELTS mainly, primarily. At the most, they could also accept TOEFL, but primarily they're going to accept only IELTS. But if you're applying under the generic category, they did mention they could accept TOEFL or PTE. But my suggestion is when you're filing for your visa, always we could accept TOEFL, we could accept IELTS, we could accept Duolingo, we could accept PTE. But when you're filing for your visa, always ensure you go ahead and take up IELTS is what my recommendation is, because that's what the High Commission, when we spoke to them, they suggested that IELTS would be the first priority that they put their eyes on. So that's something that I wanted to share with you guys as well. But from an admissions perspective, to give you guys an offer letter, so let's say if IELTS is taking time, you could give us your TOEFL scores, and if you qualify for it with these scores that we need, or Duolingo or PTE scores, we could go ahead and accept your admission or your application and provide you an offer letter for it. But when you're filing for your visa, ensure that IELTS is good to go and ready, and you file with your IELTS and the respective scores involved as well. So that's at the end of the session. These are my details as well. This is my email address, as you can say, that's my name. If you'll have any questions, you could always, first priority, reach out through to Fair Future, because they have all the details firsthand that we share it with them, because I might not be available all the time. I could be doing other events. So there could be a delay in terms of responding and getting back to you. But, apart from that, I would suggest that you could certainly reach out through to them, and they could go ahead and get back to you as soon as, not to worry. Yeah. So that's the end of the session. Thank you so much for listening. I hope, it's not gone over your head. I know it's too much of information. But that's something that I wanted to give you guys an in-depth detail about Loyalist, so that most of your questions are answered and I don't have to go ahead and sort of repeat the ones that I've already covered. But any which ways, I'll be happy to answer them. Over to you now, and thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Alistair, for such an informative
Pleasure,
and insightful session.
Thanks.
Now we shall go on to the Q&A question
Sure,
and answer
please, yeah.
session, because we have a lot of questions coming in.
Fire
So I
away.
request all the participants to give your questions in the chat box so that we can answer them one by one. So the first question
Hello,
is
can I
from...
ask you?
Yeah,
Hello?
sure.
Can I
Go
ask you
ahead,
one
Jacob.
thing? Okay, my friend have a 18 area. Okay, then he have to study in Canada.
Jackson, thanks for your question. With Loyalist College, we accept because it's answering about the backlogs. We accept backlogs, only 6 to 8 backlogs, including reappears. So that's the maximum that we accept. But there are other colleges that could accept, backlogs, which is much more or closer to what you've basically mentioned. So I think you could connect with Fair Future, and they could give you those information about which college that actually accepts the same. But with Loyalist, we have that particular cutoff of 6 to 8 backlogs.
I think he is covered all the areas. Okay, he cleared.
Yeah, irrespective of them clearing the backlogs, as I did mention, We accept 6 to 8 backlogs. Whether he's cleared it or not, unfortunately, we can't go beyond that. So,
Okay, thank you, thank you.
thanks, Jackson.
Okay.
Hello.
So, hi, Adarsh, you can go
Hello.
ahead.
What about the deadlines, to applying to Loyalist College for Jan intake?
What do you mean? I didn't get your question there. Sorry.
I mean the deadlines for applying to Loyalist
For
College.
Jan intake, good question. See, currently for the programs that have been closed, of course, you can't apply, but we don't have a deadline as such. What we do is, if in the case that a student wants to apply for a particular program, if that program is open, we certainly allow that student to make an application. But if the program is almost reaching its brim, what we do is we basically go and waitlist that program, or we give an indication to Fair Future saying that that program is closed or waitlisted. So we don't have a deadline date per se. So you could, if that program is open, you can make an application, Adarsh. Yeah.
Is biotechnology available currently?
Unfortunately, Adarsh, all the bioscience program is closed. But what I would suggest is you could always send in your details as to your academic profile, what you've completed. If there's a program that we could go ahead and offer you as an alternate choice, we could give you the same. And if you feel that, okay, yes, I could go ahead and take up this as an alternative option, you could certainly go ahead and do so. So get in touch with Fair Future and we could work things out for you, not to worry.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thanks, Adarsh. Yeah.
Hello, may I speak?
Yeah, hi
Sure,
there,
Meenakshi.
Meenakshi. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Hi, thank you. I wanted to inquire about the data science and artificial intelligence program offered by Loyalist.
I'm going to burst your bubble. Thanks for bringing it up here, though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, what I basically represent here and I'm talking to you about is the main campus, which is Loyalist College, Belleville main campus.
Belleville, okay.
But this program that you're speaking to is about the artificial data science, which is based in the Loyalist College Toronto campus. Unfortunately, I don't deal with the Toronto campus, but certainly you can connect with Fair Future. They could give you information as to how you can connect with that particular sector.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, sir.
Hi there, Kiran. Yeah.
Is there any network engineering course in Loyalist College?
What have you completed at the moment, Kiran? Could you please tell me?
I completed 1 year professional diploma in network engineering, 1 year course.
Okay. Before that, what have you completed?
I completed +2.
Oh, you've completed your +2, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. We do have a computer systems technician program that's available. It's a 2-year diploma program. Based on what you've studied, etc., you could certainly go and look into this option. It's available for a Jan intake. Right now, it's still open, but because it's a fast-selling program, eventually, I'm thinking that it may get closed. But as I said, you could certainly go and apply to that particular program based on you match all the credentials that we need, the academic criteria that we need. You could make an application through Fair Future, Kiran. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any application fee?
Yeah, we do have $100 application fee, but as I said, we could try and work things out based on students how they've got their scores, etc. If there's some possibility that I could work something wherein I could waive off that application fee, I would. But if I can't, then I'll be honest in saying that there is an $100 application fee that we would charge for you. Yeah. I hope it answers your question, Kiran. I think you're on mute, so I'm not able to hear what
Yeah.
you're
Okay.
saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got
Perfect.
it.
Thanks, Kiran. Thanks a lot.
Okay. So I have a question from Kiran Chandran. Is there
Yeah.
any co-op programs?
See, we have what at Loyalist College, what we normally have is something called as a field placement in as opposed to a co-op. So the difference between a two is co-op is basically you clock your internship hours, you get paid for it. But field placement, you clock your internship hours, you don't get paid for it, but it would be validated as an experience for you because you're doing on-the-job, hands-on approach of learning as well, which is great. So for some programs, we do have field placement available, Like, for instance, we have a cybersecurity program, which is a 2-year PG program. During the last semester, we have a field placement associated to it. We have a supply chain global logistics management PG program. As part of that program, we have 8 weeks of field placement, which is available as part of that particular program. So these are the varied programs that we have, field placements available. Something which is closer in connection to co-op as well. Yeah.
Okay. We have the next question from Anu Maria. Is there any courses related to nutrition?
Thanks for that question, Anu. We do have a program which is Fitness, Health and Promotion Program. Now, as part of this diploma program, you deal with aspects associated. There is a module or there is a subject that deals with kinetics of the human body. You deal with nutrition aspect of it. So you deal with exercise physiology. So there are, strong integral elements associated with nutrition as well. And trust me, even in this particular field, as I did say, fitness, health and promotion, a lot of opportunities associated with this field. So if you do decide to go and take up this, you certainly can as well, because we have students who've completed a BPT, which is Bachelor of Physiotherapy, taking up this program. We have students who've done nutrition-based studies in their bachelor's or even in their diploma or 12th, they go ahead and take up this program as well. So that's something that I could suggest for you that you could make use of, really. Yeah.
Okay. The next question is from Afnan Shakil, and his question is, any programs in computer applications or program development?
So if you're looking at a PG program, the only thing that is strongly affiliated with IT is our cybersecurity PG program. And the other, if you're looking at a diploma program, the only other option that we have is basically the computer systems technician 2-year diploma program. So these are the only IT-based programs that we have. The other is more in terms of electrical-based program like mechatronics. It's more in terms of motion control, automation, etc. So that's something that I wanted to share with you again.
Okay. The next question is from Ragesh Ayur. Any chance to get admission with 11 years gap? He has work experience to fill the gap.
Okay, thank you for that question. We at Loyalist, we accept a gap of study gap of up to 10 years. You have 11 years, it's okay. We could go ahead and look at your profile, because I need to see and have a look at your academic profile, how well you've done in your studies, either in your bachelor's or your master's during that period, or even in terms of your work experience, what sort of work experience you've gained. Was it consistently that you've been employed, or there are gaps in between? So I just need to have a look at it. Feel free to go ahead and share that information through to Fair Future. They send an email through to me. I'll quickly review the same. And if I feel that you fit the bill, and I'll give you suitable program options as to what you can take up with Loyalist. And if you're happy about it, we can set things straight there, not to worry. Yeah.
Okay. Next question is from Ali. Is environmental technician co-op paid?
See, we do have an environmental technician and a technologist program as well. Now, the environmental technologist program is a 3-year course. As part of the last semester, you have a field placement associated to it, not a co-op, because you don't get paid for your internship hours, like I did say. There is a field placement associated to it. But tracking back, I'm going to burst your bubble here. It's full for Jan 22 if you're looking at it. The only other option is in September 22 if you're going to be going then. But if not, for Jan, unfortunately, it's full. Yeah.
Okay. Next question is from Thomas. Is there any courses related to software like simulation, AutoCAD, NSS, etc.?
My suggestion is, if you're looking at an IT-based program and you've done your bachelor's already, you can target our Loyalist College Toronto campus. They have tons of IT-based programs, whether it's computer and database and software development, or whether it's artificial intelligence and database science. They have varied options as well. So that's my suggestion. Get in touch with them and they could give you relevant options. Yeah.
Yes. I think
with us, we have only cybersecurity. If you're interested in that, that's the only 2-year PG option that we have. So there you go.
All right. I think that was the last question in the chat box.
Sure.
If any of the participants have any other questions, you can ask them directly to Alistair.
Yeah, Nejma.
Yeah. Can you just repeat what you said now about computer science program?
Off the top of my head, just want to let you know there is an artificial intelligence and data science program at the Loyalist College Toronto campus. They have computer software and database development program. They have wireless information systems, if I'm not wrong, or networking. I don't deal with the campus, but this is what off the top of my head I can pull up. But they have many more, so you could check out on the website. Really, yeah. Loyalist
Okay, so
College in
that's a
Toronto.
different website from your website.
Sorry.
So is that a different website from yours?
We
That
do have it on our website as well because it's all under one umbrella, but it's a separate. When you click on that link, it would take you through a different sort of web page which deals with all these program options, if you see what I mean. Yeah,
okay, okay, thank you.
no worries. Yeah.
Do you have any program in sound engineering that field, media and entertainment? So in PG,
What have you completed, Sanil? Could you please tell
actually I
me?
completed BTech and currently I'm doing in 1 year certificate PG certificate program in sound engineering. So I'm looking for that little more. So I any opportunity in Canada. So what the job opportunity? Let me know.
I
That's
mean,
what.
there are great opportunities, especially when it comes to media-based programs. We don't have anything specifically in relation to sound engineering, Sanil, but
Yeah.
what I could do is I could, request you to share your email address with Fair
Of course.
Future. Could you
Yeah.
please make a note of this, Anne, so that
Yeah, sure, sure.
and share my contact details with Sanil as well, so that Sanil, if you could share your profile with me,
Of
I'll
course.
run it by as to what program options I could give you, which has aspects or elements associated with sound engineering. And
Yeah.
if you feel that, okay, I think it makes sense for me to take up this program, you could do so. So there's no compulsion. I could give you
Yeah.
relevant options and then you can decide about it. Is that okay?
Yeah. Definitely. Thank you. Thank you so
Perfect,
much.
Sanil. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
If any of the participants have any other questions, you can raise them now.
If you'll have any questions, please go ahead and ask me. I wouldn't be able to see all, so that way you don't have to be, worried about being shy. So it's only the voice that I can hear. I mean, if you don't have any questions, if you have anything popping up in your feed, which is coming through.
No, I think we have
Okay.
answered all the questions in the chat box.
Perfect. That's
All
great.
right. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Alistair. I think we can close the question and answer session. Thank you so much for answering all the questions that the participants have put forward.
Sure. Thank you so much, Anne. I once again want to extend this thanks to Mr. Raj as well from Fair Future, Lydia, and all the others involved, including yourself. You've been a great host in organizing this. Thank you so much for giving Loyalist College Belleville main campus the pedestal to basically speak to these students. And I'd like to thank these students for being on here. I know it was a long presentation, but you guys have been very, very patient. And I wish you all the very best. I hope you guys are safe and well. And I hope you guys, accomplish all your goals, whether it's academic goals or in terms of your professional ones as well. So all the very best. Thanks once again. Thanks, Anne. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Alistair. With
Take
that,
care.
I would like to wind up our webinar. And on behalf of Fair Future, I would like to thank Alistair once again for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us today this evening. And
Thanks,
I would
Anne.
also, I would also like to thank all the participants for attending this webinar. The webinar has now come to the close. Thank you and have a great evening, everyone.
I would also like to, just before I could close, if Liti is on screen, if you could come on. This is one of our applications processor as well, who would be, getting associated
Hi,
with
Leti.
Loyalist
Hi.
College. So if you have to reach out and connect with Liti, you certainly can connect as well. I urge the students as well as Anne and everyone at Fair Future to
Sure.
connect with Liti as well. Yeah. Thank you
All
so
right.
much. Thanks,
Okay.
Liti, for
Thank you.
coming online. Yeah, appreciate it. Bye. Bye.
Thank you, Leti. All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Have a great evening.